Hi, this is Peter Newman. We have two parts, and we're going to look at those finite element of connecting them with simulated fasteners. So we're going to go into the pre-post application, and in there we want a new FEM and SIM. We will not need an idealized part today. What we want is linear statics, and we'll use the element iterative solver. But the new thing to learn in this video is to use bolted connections. Those are found in this area, bolt connection. And there are two types, bolt with nut or bolt with tapped hole. The way this works is a tapped hole is just a surface such as that, and the head is going to be defined by 200% of the size of the head edge. We also specify the bolt length, and that's a 3mm thick part, and we might say that the bolt length is 6mm with a 3mm thread length. That will leave 3mm of shank to go between the bolt head and the threaded area. And we're going to have a shank defined by, say, an M4 fastener, and we want a bar element that we will create called a P bar, and we need to create a section that, say, has a dimension of 2 for the radius to create an M4 rod. Many other shapes could be chosen for the cross section, but we want a rod. And by creating that rod, we're able to use that with a material that we might assign. In this case, we'll assign a steel material to that shank of the fastener, and that fully defines the connection between the two. The spider connection will be an RBE2, and we'll say OK to that. So that's created a little section between the two. We're going to repeat that for the other three bolts. So it's as simple as bolt connection. We're going to pick a edge, say OK, OK, and if we remember not to hit OK but apply, we can hit that, and then the whole apply, and it'll stay up, so we can do that and the whole. Okay, so those are our four bolts. If we mesh these two parts and use automatic size selection, the spider elements that we talked about are chosen, and we can see those more clearly if we go into the FEM and hide the mesh we just created and hide the elements. And there is the piece of thread connected at the bottom and the size of the head at the top with the element between, and those bars can be seen more clearly if we edit the display to be a solid And so now we see the length of shank between the head and the threads that are supporting the connection between the two parts. So they fill the hole almost, and we are good to run the simulation after we apply some loads in the sim. What we might also do with this is assign a new color to this mesh, so there's a little difference between those two. Maybe choose a blue for that, and that will help show there's two parts there and they're connected with that elements, the bars. Let's change the color of those as well. Maybe make those dark orange. There we go. So there's 3 bolts connecting the two parts. In the next video we'll apply some loads and solve that.